Hello and welcome to Powerlinks with your regular host Bolanle Oluchi Babalola. In previous edition, the program packaged very disturbing challenges of theft and destruction of critical electricity infrastructure around the Kaduna-Zaria axis, effects on supply and measures by the Niger Delta Power Holding Company to stop the menace. Although under the subsisting arrangements, projects that cut across distribution and transmission, which upon completion are handed over to distribution companies and transmission company of Nigeria, the NIPP is deeply committed towards the preservation of the assets and contribution to growth and development of the nation. In tonight's edition of Powerlinks, we are again bringing to the fore the issues and concerns of stakeholders as it affects NIPP infrastructure in parts of southeast Nigeria. First, we share with you the experience of Engineer Richard Uchi, Field Project Manager Distribution under the National Integrated Power Project.
On one of our inspection routines at Ihiala, we met a man in his place where we discovered that one of our CSPs was vandalized. The daughter of the man came out from the house and was asking us whether we, the NEPA people, have come with our electricity bills again when they don't have supply in their place. We simply explained to the lady that we were not NEPA officials, and more especially that if she was to be a Nigerian, she should have known that we don't have anything called NEPA again. As we were discussing, the father came out from the house and repeated exactly what the daughter said, that we NEPA people don't give them supply. We tried engaging the man in a lively discussion on the supply and installation of equipment in that particular area. It was then that we asked the man to look up, and it was our CSP very close to his house. We asked the man if he could identify anything on that CSP. He said no, that all he knows is that NEPA people came some time ago and installed the transformer in front of his place. But ever then, that they have not been seeing light in their area. We said, okay. But what matters to us here now is the safety of this equipment, all these installations, because government spent a lot of money to have them around, and it's for the people. And someone like him, that is even lucky to have a transformer very close to his place. That if we should energize the transformer, that he will be somebody that will benefit from the supply and from our scheme. And more especially that we were not from NEPA, that we are actually from NDPHC, that is Niger Delta Power Holding Company, the operators of NIPP, National Integrated Power Project, that we are the people installing all this as a sponsored program from the federal government to make supply get to the ordinary man even at the remotest area of the community. But that we have just discovered something about the installation in his place. Then the man came closer, he became much more interested in what we were saying. We encouraged him to come closer and we looked at the transformer. We asked him this simple question, that if he were to be the owner of the transformer installed in his place, that what are the simple things he should do to keep the transformers safe? The man simply answered that is a public thing, that he didn't ask anybody to install, but people came around and installed the transformer. But then that he's happy that they installed the transformers, but it's not that he wasn't a security agent to take care of the transformer. It was then we now asked him that he should look closely, that if he watched the LV bushings of the CSP transformer installed in his place, that definitely is going to see something about that installation. We counted the LV bushings, and they are supposed to be 4. But meanwhile, we counted only 3, plus a hole. We asked the man if he recognizes the difference in those 4 provisions. The man said yes, that he could see 3 things plus a hole. We said yes. That those 3 things, we call them the LV bushings of the CSP transformer. But they're actually supposed to be 4. But the 4th one is missing. But it's unfortunate that this 4th one is even missing right in his place. That he seemed to tell us that he doesn't know anything about that installation. He said no, that he knew nothing about the installation, only that people came and installed the transformer nearest to his place. We said okay, but this transformer has been vandalized. And it means that by the time we will be concluding our project in this area, someone like him will not benefit from the project, because the transformer that is going to supply him would have been destroyed, like we have it now that is vandalized. The man became sober. He felt it. It was like, why is it that in my own place, this transformer that was installed, that God gave to me, got destroyed by unknown persons? We said yes, that this facility is supposed to be for everybody. And this particular installation, you are the primary beneficiary from this place. But right now, the transformer is vandalized. That you should have kept an eye on this transformer from the one that you saw it installed. And the man was not really happy at the end of the day.
Now, what are the takeaways from the story by Engineer Uche? One of them is the imperative for individuals and communities to exemplify ownership and patriotism towards the protection of national infrastructure assets. In fact, on the issue, it is important to borrow from the much publicized campaign slogan, which says, if you see something, say something, by making sure individuals are reported to the appropriate security agencies for action. But Engineer Uche is not yet done with the challenges of vandalism in southeast communities.
This vandalized line runs from Agoka TS, a 132 by 33 Mobitra TS at Agoka, to Okuzo injection substation, where we have 1 by 7.5. It runs a total length of 22 kilometers. This particular route has been vandalized more than twice. And each time the contractor is made to replace the conductors and either vandalized or stolen materials on the line. Right now, the same line feeds Enugu 2 by 7.5. There is a TO for 5 kilometers to Enugu, and that section of that line is still intact. But right from Eke Agon Ukbo to Okuzo now is vandalized. The people doing this, we don't really know, but it has been telling on the project completion and the money is being spent by the federal government to fix these lines and provide electricity to the people.
Still in the southeast, Vandals have destroyed an ongoing 132 kV double-circuit transmission line from New Haven through 9th Mile to Nsukka. The ongoing project is another priority by the Niger Delta Power Holding Company at the Eziamanike village in Enugu East, Enugu State. From assessment of the site of the incident by NIPP engineers, reveals the Vandals, in addition to bringing down the towers, carted away conductors, insulators and other accessories. The vandalized double-circuit lines would slow down the pace of work on that line and hinder prompt energizing of the two new transmission substations, as the transmission lines would have to be completed before the substations can be energized. In the same axis, additional 4 towers have been destroyed, thereby threatening transmission expansion efforts in the state. Engineers say time and funds would now be spent in replacing the vandalized lines and towers instead of completing and energizing them.
We are on the site, the transmission line, 102 kV transmission line spanning from New Haven to Nsukka, being built by Pivot Nigeria Limited. This place we are standing now is called the Ziama Alolo in Enugu East local government. You can see the amount of vandalism on this line. It's been on and on, but where we are standing now happened about 2 weeks ago. If you look towards the line, you will see how many of the collapsed towers. About 11 spans of this line, or the line conductors, have been cutted away. I don't know how we cannot look after the things given to us. This is provided by government for the use of the populace. But some people have taken it upon themselves to mess up. This is a very terrible damage and it's very, very shameful.
We should see government installations as our own property and ensure that they are well protected, because when these equipment are vandalized, they affect us adversely. So we should see them as our own personal properties and protect them. The projects that have been handed over by NIPP to TCN, they are in service, and we have not been having challenges of vandalism on them, except for those ones that are still under construction. And it's a pity that people are not seeing these things as a thing of progress. The projects are meant to bring progress to the community, and when they are vandalized, it's a setback, kind of. It's like shooting oneself on the foot. So we hope that this will stop actually with the sensitization that is being carried out.
The NIPP says it is necessary to maintain the campaign of engaging members of the public, particularly those residing in communities, to assist it in the fight against vandalism of collective national assets, as destroying such assets is tantamount to sabotaging the development of the nation.
We cannot be working and people will be catering away and messing up the job that should be beneficial to the citizenry. I don't know, but I think something must be done in a place. The community can help. After all, these lines are passing through communities. So why are they not seeing the people? Are the people not living amongst us? Are they spirits? You know, so that's why I'm saying this is a very terrible damage. And this line is supposed to take power supply or 102 kV from New Haven to Nsukka. That substation now is almost finished and awaiting commissioning, but the line is not ready because of vandalism.
These transmission lines, they traverse, different terrain and communities. So what I will advise is the communities along these lines should help TCN in securing the lines, because any problem on these lines affects major part of the country, because they are bulk power wheeling lines. Assuming we lose a line between here and Makurdi now, we know a lot of megawatts will be at stake. So if these communities can help us to be vigilant and to secure these lines, then we will not have issues wheeling power from one point to another in the country.
Tonight's edition is not all about the low moments and challenges facing NIPP infrastructure. There is the other side on the successes achieved by the organization in Nigeria's power sector development.
Enugu, the capital of Enugu State, is a hub of power sector infrastructure. In the community of Ugwaji is the 330 kV switchyard constructed by the NIPP, and as the mandate stipulates, the project was handed over to the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) to operate. Again, Engineer Chimezie Fidelis, Technical Assistant to the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Niger Delta Power Holding Company Limited, speaks on the performance of the project since inauguration.
This project has been handed over to TCN. This site, the 330 kV site, was commissioned in October 2013. And initially, there was no transformer. It was to be a switching station. I know what that means, that people around here, if it's a switching station, people around here or neighborhood will not have supply. The supply will just come on 330 kV level and fly over. And we had a limitation also, because now we were not able to provide station auxiliaries for the station, because there was no we didn't have a grounded transformer. But the government, the management of NDPAC thought it wise to do the extensions necessary. So they put 150 MVA transformer and 2 by 60 MVA transformers here now. So with that, the villagers are happy, and the people in the neighborhood. They have, what I can tell you, 24-hour supply. Because the supply can only fail when there is no supply in the station.
They've been handling projects which they've been handing over to us, and we are maintaining them without any issue. And the ones that we found out that they can still assist in getting the contractors when we have problem, we go back to them so that they get the contractors to come and fix those things, especially those ones that are still under warranty. So we are cooperating very well in deciding our duties.
Meanwhile, quite a number of distribution projects constructed by the NIPP and handed over to the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company EEDC are in service towards meeting the needs of its customers.
This is Amechi Okunano 1 by 7.5 injection substation in Enugu town. The substation was technically commissioned in 2015 for the use of the people of this area, for the supply of power to the people of this area. The substation is really in service and is serving the people. It's one of the success stories of NIPP in Enugu State.
This is the much we have on Powerlinks tonight, and hope we were able to deepen your understanding of the workings of the power sector in Nigeria, its challenges and prospects, as well as the need to support governments in achieving plans of changing its fortune for good. Remember to interact with us on our various social media platforms on your screen, and we promise to get back to you. And until next time we'll come your way again, I am Bolanle Oluchi Babalola. Thank you for watching.